This is a Color 10 News special report.
We have breaking news into our Color 10 newsroom regarding COVID-19 tests for the first lady in the state of Missouri and the governor, Mike Parson. We're going to take you to Jefferson City right now.
Our test came back about an hour and a half ago, and it was positive, confirming her rapid test. And we anticipate getting the governor's back in about 5 o'clock, in about an hour. We are committed here in Missouri to keeping the health information of Missourians confidential. But it was important to the governor and the First Lady to announce this news, to be transparent about their situation. Health and safety of each and every patient is first and foremost the top priority. And I'm thankful to report that both the governor and First Lady are doing fine. The First Lady is mildly symptomatic, and Governor Parson is not experiencing any symptoms. We appreciate the First Lady for reaching out to be tested this morning, even though her symptoms were very mild. When I told the First Lady and the governor of their results today, their only concern was about the people who've been around them, which speaks to their character. At the Department of Health and Senior Services, we are beginning our contact tracing efforts and we'll do those by our standard operating procedure. As you know, the governor and First Lady, being the public figures that they are, have traveled and engaged with the public. So we are working with them and their staff to determine close contacts, by definition, of those who've been around them who need to be in quarantine. I would remind you, close contacts are defined as those who have spent at least 15 minutes with them within 6 feet of sustained proximity. Our preliminary information shows this will be a relatively small number of people who meet this criteria of sustained contact. But again, the contact tracing started this afternoon, and we will await the results of that, and those people will be notified. Per public health guidance, the governor is now isolating in Jefferson City at the governor's mansion, and the First Lady went home to Bolivar to isolate. During this time, Governor Parson, who's asymptomatic, continues to conduct and fulfill all roles of businesses of the state of Missouri from the governor's mansion without any interruption. So thank you again for being here on short notice. And Lisa, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Have they started testing some of these people that are as close staffers? We heard this morning that they're starting to kind of identify some of those people.
We have. We've been very robust in that. As you can imagine, there are those around there who travel with the governor in a car to places and the First Lady. So we started that immediately. The governor and the First Lady, that was their number one point of emphasis, is I want you to check those people around us. And so we're doing that now. That's been going on all day, and we should have those results back tomorrow.
The governor was at an event in Springfield on Saturday. Probably close proximity. Are you doing contact tracing for the people who attended that?
Yeah, well, the way we do this, we build out from our contact tracing. So the first thing we do is identify those people that were in immediate proximity to the governor, and then build out from that. So whether that's at an event or at a dinner or at anything, we try to identify those people that they were in close contact with. Surprisingly, it's not as big a number as you might think, because while they might be in a room of 1,000 people, the number of people who are literally with them for 15 minutes right up next to them is actually a smaller number. But again, that's what our contact tracers, our epidemiologists do. So we turn that over to them, and they will determine those people who need to be contacted.
The governor is isolating and the First Lady is isolating. Does that mean they're in quarantine for 2 weeks, or what's that timeline look like?
We use the term isolation for patients who have COVID and quarantine, those close contacts. And so both the governor and the First Lady are isolated for 10 days as per established criteria, and 24 hours of being asymptomatic. So they're both under that definition.
Last question.
Director, as you may know, the recent White House Coronavirus Task Force labeled Missouri as a red zone. Mm-hmm. And we, in fact, had the fifth highest rate of new cases in the nation. And their recommendation said that Missouri should ensure mask utilization statewide.
Yes.
Given that, and that the governor himself has tested positive, is now the time to require masks statewide?
Yeah, let me address that two ways. The first one is I've been very pointed about this. I think it's incredibly important that we not stigmatize people who get COVID-19. I've even seen some of your colleagues who talked about loved ones who they said did everything they know to do and still got COVID. So for these respiratory viruses, anybody who's ever caught a cold knows that they're highly transmissible. So I think it's just real important to emphasize our message is that if you think you have symptoms, we never want you not to get tested because you think you're going to be stigmatized. We want you to get tested. And again, as I've said, I give the First Lady all the credit in the world when she called early this morning and said, look, I'm mildly symptomatic, but I just want to make sure people around me are okay. Could I get a test? And so that's my first point to you. The second point is that, again, we've talked about this, is that we certainly think that here in Missouri, one size doesn't fit all, that as we follow the evolution of this novel emerging virus, we see it trending. And to your point, right now, it's in outstate Missouri. It's not as much as it was in other areas, and especially in our medium-sized communities. And so we think in those communities, we certainly think that the message remains the same, which is use hand sanitizer, social distance, incredibly important, and wear a mask if you can't do those. And if you think the prevalence of the disease in your community is such that your Sam Page or your Blada or Quentin, that you need to do more in that, whether it be a mask or other things, we certainly support that. So, and another thing I think I pointed out earlier is that we just think that if you're too draconian everywhere, that people really, it's almost like it creates more problems than it solves. So, but I want to be very, very clear that we want everybody to use hand sanitizer, which has been shown to decrease respiratory viruses by 16.1%, to social distance. It's really important. And then to be honest with you, for public figures, it's really hard to social distance, but we think we try to do the best we can. And then if you can't do that, no matter where you are in Missouri, you need to wear a mask if you can't social distance. Thank you all again for coming for such short notice. Thank you.
Well, that was the health director in the state of Missouri, Dr. Randall Williams, saying the governor is awaiting test results for COVID-19 after his wife tested positive earlier today, and that was confirmed this afternoon. But we do have word from the governor's office. Preliminary test shows that Governor Mike Parson has tested positive for COVID-19. They are going to retest the governor and confirm that and hopefully have the word for us later this afternoon. But from the governor's office, Missouri Governor Mike Parson has tested positive for COVID-19. We'll have the latest on our website, ozarksfirst.com, and the latest coming up at 5 p.m. on Color 10 News at 5. Now back to regular programming.
This is a Color 10 News special report.